I was fortunate because my father was always my biggest supporter. My daddy, man, really surprised me one day because I had a teacher in the 6th grade and we had been out on summer vacation. And when we came back the first day of school, her assignment was write on a piece of paper what you want to be. So I wrote on my paper, I want to be on TV. Shit, I didn't know. Ain't nobody told me I couldn't. Had no adult came along and crushed me. I was 9, I'm a kid. I didn't know you couldn't be. I thought you could be whatever you wanted to be. Ain't nobody never mastered. So she collects all the papers and she call your name, you stand up, and she tell everybody what you want to be. She said, little Bobby want to be a football player. Sheila wants to be a nurse. Willie wants to be a doctor. And I went, Willie want to be a doctor? Who buying into this right here? Willie can't even read. You know the prescriptions he gonna be writing, that's up. It's gonna be a lot of sick people. So she called everybody's name but mine. She got to mine, she said, little Stevie, stand up. So I stood up and she said, come up to the front of the class. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a gold star moment. I'm finna go up here because my answer was better than all the rest of these kids. I'm finna go up here and give me a gold star. So I wore a lot of hand-me-down clothes. So my pants was wrapped around twice, had a belt on, shirt was sloppy looking. You know, kids be laughing, but you know, y'all, I got a gold star. You kiss my. And I'm walking up there, and I was real skinny, and I was curved like that. I walked like this. They used to call me Tater Chip. So they laughing on the way up there. I'm going to myself, laugh if you want to. Going to get a gold star today. Player hating ass. So I get up there in front of the class. She said, little Stevie, what did you write on your paper? I said, I want to be on TV. Why did you write that on your paper? I said, because that was our assignment for today. She said, but why would you write something like that on the paper? I could tell by her tone. I said, this some right here. This ain't the gold star moment I thought it was. This is some yeah. Do you know anybody on TV? I said, no, ma'am. Have you ever seen anybody on TV? But Bill Cosby is on TV. He is on I Spy. And that's why I say I won't be on TV. But do you know Bill Cosby? No, ma'am. You know anybody in this school on TV? No, ma'am. You know anybody in your neighborhood on TV? I said, this dream-killing heifer. I said, no, ma'am. She said, well, I'm gonna pin this note on you and you gonna wear it home and I'm gonna call your mother and tell her you up at this school being a little Mr. Smart Aleck. I said, ain't that a You asked me to write this on the paper.